Long before Bangladesh was a country, the land was a busy crossroads of trade and ideas. People from all over Asia came here to buy and sell goods. To make this trade easier, they needed money. The very first coins used in this region were made of silver. They appeared more than 2,000 years ago, around the 4th century BCE. These were not round and perfect like the coins we use today. Instead, they were small, odd-shaped pieces of silver. Craftsmen would take a piece of metal and stamp it with different symbols using a punch. Because of this, we call them punch-marked coins. It was a simple but effective way to create money that everyone could trust. The symbols on these early coins were like a secret code. They did not have the words or faces of kings that later coins would have. Instead, they showed pictures that were important to the people of that time. You might see a sun, an elephant, a bull, or a fish. One common symbol was a figure with 6 arms. These images connected to nature, power, and religion. Because the powerful Mauryan Empire ruled much of the Indian subcontinent at the time, similar coins were used across a vast area. This meant a trader from Bengal could travel far and still use their silver coins, connecting the region to a much larger economic world from the very beginning. Another fascinating early coin type that circulated widely in Bengal is known as the Rising Sun Srivatsa coin. These beautiful silver pieces were incredibly important for trade across Southeast Asia. One side showed a rising sun with rays and beads, which some experts believe is linked to ancient Vedic astrology. The other side featured a symbol called the Srivatsa, a sacred mark in ancient Indian religions. These coins were made of very pure silver, often 80 to 90% pure, which made them valuable and trusted by merchants everywhere. Their consistent quality and design showed that a powerful authority was behind their creation, helping to build a stable economy. The journey of these first silver coins tells a story of early globalization. They were not just used in Bengal, but have been found all the way from modern-day Bangladesh to Myanmar, Thailand, and even Vietnam. Imagine a small silver coin, minted in the Bengal region, traveling in a merchant's pouch across seas and mountains. It might have been used to buy spices, precious stones, or fine textiles. These coins are physical proof that this part of the world was a central hub in a global trade network, long before we started talking about a connected world. They were the engine of an ancient economy, linking cultures and people through the simple, shared value of silver. When we think of ancient treasures, we often imagine large, heavy gold coins. But for most people in history, the most important coins were the small ones. In ancient Bengal, it was no different. While the standard silver tanka, or the rising sun coin, was perfect for big business deals, it was too valuable for buying everyday things. Imagine trying to buy a loaf of bread or a handful of vegetables with a coin worth a week's wages. To solve this problem, rulers and mints created smaller coins, known as fractional currency. These were tiny pieces of silver, sometimes halves, quarters, or even smaller cuts of a full coin. These small silver coins were the lifeblood of the local economy. They allowed farmers, fishermen, and small-town artisans to participate in trade. A woman could sell the extra milk from her cow for a few tiny silver pieces, and then use that money to buy oil for her lamp or thread for her weaving. This made life much easier than bartering, where you had to find someone who not only had what you wanted, but also wanted what you had. Money made transactions quick and simple. The existence of these small denominations shows that the economy was sophisticated. It was not just for wealthy merchants, but for ordinary people in villages and towns across the land. The creation of these little coins was often quite practical. Sometimes, a larger coin was literally cut into pieces to make change. Archaeologists have found many of these cut coins, which tells us that people needed smaller amounts of money for their daily needs. In other cases, mints would produce miniature coins that were designed to be small from the start. These tiny coins, though less grand than their larger counterparts, are incredibly important for understanding history. They tell us about the price of everyday goods, the wages of workers, and the way regular people managed their finances thousands of years ago. They are a window into the real, lived experience of the past. The impact of these fractional coins was enormous. They helped markets grow and economies become more complex. With a reliable currency system that included both large and small values, trade could flourish at every level. A merchant could pay for a whole shipment of silk with large silver tankers, while the sailors on his ship could use small silver pieces to buy food at the port. This seamless flow of money, from the highest levels of commerce to the smallest village market, was what made the region of Bengal so prosperous. The little coins were the tiny gears that kept the great machine of the ancient economy turning. As empires rose and fell, new kingdoms emerged in Bengal, each with its own identity and its own coins. Between the 7th and 10th centuries CE, a kingdom called Harikela flourished in the eastern part of the region, near modern-day Sylhet and Chittagong. This kingdom became famous for one thing in particular: its beautiful and high-quality silver coins. These coins were different from the earlier punch-marked currency. They were thin, broad, and had a very distinctive design that made them instantly recognizable. The Harikela coins were not just money, they were a symbol of the kingdom's power and its central role in international trade. The design of the Harikela coin was simple yet powerful. On one side, there was a detailed image of a seated bull. The bull was a symbol of strength and divinity, often associated with the Hindu god Shiva. On the other side was a symbol known as a Trishula, or trident, which is the main weapon and symbol of Shiva. Below the bull, there was an inscription in an early script called Brahmi, which clearly read Harikela. This was a major innovation. For the first time, coins from this region carried the name of the kingdom that issued them. This acted like a brand, guaranteeing the coin's weight and purity wherever it went. The most remarkable thing about Harikela coins was their purity. They were made of almost pure silver, which made them highly sought after by merchants. This high standard meant that traders from far-off lands could accept these coins without hesitation, and they did. Harikela coins have been found in huge numbers in what is now Myanmar and Thailand. This shows that the Kingdom of Harikela was a major player in the maritime trade network that connected the Bay of Bengal to Southeast Asia. Ships loaded with goods from Bengal would sail across the sea, and the silver Harikela coins were the currency that made these long-distance transactions possible. The story of the Harikela coins is a perfect example of how money connects the world. A silver coin minted in a workshop in Chittagong could end up in a marketplace in central Thailand, hundreds of miles away. It was a piece of Bengal that traveled the world, carrying with it the name and reputation of its kingdom. The widespread use of these coins demonstrates that Harikela was not an isolated kingdom, but a thriving economic power with strong international ties. Its silver coins were more than just currency. They were ambassadors of its culture, its religion, and its economic might, paving the way for centuries of global trade. The 13th century brought a wave of change across Bengal. Turkic generals serving the Delhi Sultanate arrived from the west, bringing with them a new religion, Islam, and a new way of governing. This transformation was clearly reflected in the money. The old coins, with their bulls and tridents, quickly disappeared. They were replaced by a new, standardized silver coin. This coin was also called a tanka, like some of the earlier coins, but it looked completely different. It was round, and instead of pictures, it was covered in elegant Arabic script. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in the history of silver coinage in Bengal. The designs on these new coins were a declaration of faith and power. One of the most important features was the kalima, the basic statement of Islamic belief. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. By putting this on their money, the new rulers announced their religious identity. The coins also carried the name of the ruler and his official titles, all written in beautiful calligraphy. This was a powerful political statement. Every time someone used a coin, they were reminded of who was in charge. The coins became a tool for spreading a new culture and a new system of authority throughout the land. In 1342, Bengal broke away from Delhi and became an independent sultanate. For the next 200 years, a series of powerful Bengal sultans ruled the region. This period is often called a golden age for Bengal, and its coins are proof of its wealth and artistic achievement. The sultans continued to mint silver tankers, but they made them their own. The calligraphy became even more elaborate and artistic. Rulers like Shamsuddin Ilyas Shah and Ghiyasuddin Azam Shah issued magnificent coins that are considered masterpieces of numismatic art. They also started adding the name of the mint city and the year the coin was made, giving us precise historical records. These silver tankers of the Bengal Sultanate were not just for local use. Bengal was a rich land, exporting rice, textiles, and other goods across the Indian Ocean. Its high-quality silver coins became a trusted international currency. They have been found as far away as China and the Maldive Islands. This tells us that the Bengal Sultanate was a major economic power, whose influence was felt across Asia. The silver coins were the calling cards of the sultans. They announced to the world that Bengal was a prosperous, independent, and artistically sophisticated kingdom, open for business and connected to the great currents of global trade. In 1576, the story of Bengal's money changed once again. The mighty Mughal Empire, which already controlled most of northern India, conquered Bengal and made it a province of its vast domain. The independent Bengal Sultanate came to an end, and so did its unique silver tanker. The Mughals had their own standardized currency system, and they introduced it across their new territory. The main silver coin of the empire was the rupee, which was slightly lighter than the old tanker. From this point on, the silver rupee became the dominant coin in Bengal for nearly 200 years, tying the region's economy directly to the imperial heartland. The design of the Mughal rupee was similar to the Sultanate coins in some ways, but also distinctly different. Like the tankers, they were covered in beautiful Arabic and Persian script. They featured the Kalima and the ruler's name and titles. However, the Mughals also added the names of the first 4 caliphs of Islam, who were highly revered in the Sunni tradition that the emperors followed. The coins also carried the name of the mint city and the regnal year of the emperor. Major mints were established in important Bengali cities like Dhaka, which was then named Jahangirnagar, and Murshidabad, the new capital. The Mughal Empire was one of the richest empires in the world, and Bengal was its wealthiest province. It was known as the Paradise of Nations because of its incredible agricultural and industrial output. Vast amounts of silver flowed into the empire from the Americas through trade with Europe, and much of this silver ended up in Bengal to pay for its goods, especially its world-famous muslin and silk textiles. This silver was then melted down and turned into shiny new rupees at the imperial mints. The sheer volume of Mughal coins minted in Bengal is a testament to the region's massive economic importance to the empire. These silver rupees connected Bengal not just to the rest of India, but to the entire world. A rupee minted in Dhaka could travel along trade routes to Central Asia, the Persian Gulf, and even Europe. It was a universally accepted currency, backed by the power and prestige of the Mughal emperor. When you held a Mughal rupee, you were holding a piece of a global economic system. The coin in your hand might have been made from silver mined by Spanish colonists in Peru, shipped to Europe, traded to the Levant, carried by caravan to Persia, and then sailed to Bengal to buy cloth that would end up in London. The Mughal rupee was a truly global currency. The 18th century was a time of great turmoil and change. The Mughal Empire was weakening, and a new power was rising, the British East India Company. As the company gained more political and military control in Bengal, especially after the Battle of Plassey in 1757, it also took control of the economy. At first, the company minted coins that looked exactly like the Mughal rupees. They did this to make sure people would accept the money. These coins were struck at their new mint in Calcutta, but they still carried the name of the Mughal emperor, even though he had little real power left. It was a clever way to slowly introduce their own currency. By 1835, the British felt secure enough to make a big change. They stopped minting coins in the Mughal style and introduced a new, uniform currency for all of British India. This marked the end of the beautiful calligraphic coins that had dominated Bengal for centuries. The new silver rupees had a completely different look. On one side, instead of Islamic inscriptions, there was a portrait of the reigning British monarch. The first coins featured King William IV, and later, the famous profile of Queen Victoria appeared. On the other side, the value was written in English and Persian script. This was a clear and powerful message. A new empire was in charge. The British silver coins came in several sizes. There was the full rupee, but also smaller coins like the half rupee, the quarter rupee, and the tiny 2-anna piece. This created a versatile currency system that could be used for all kinds of transactions, from paying taxes to buying daily necessities. These coins were mass-produced with modern machinery, so they all looked exactly the same. They circulated all over India, from the Khyber Pass in the north to the southern tip of the subcontinent. A silver rupee from the Calcutta Mint was identical to one from Bombay, creating a single, unified economic zone under British rule. This new currency system had a huge impact on Bengal. It tied the local economy more tightly than ever to the British Empire and the global market. The silver rupee became the standard for all financial transactions, from the wages of a jute farmer to the profits of a British tea planter. While this system was efficient, it also symbolized the loss of independence. The coins no longer carried the names of local rulers or symbols of local culture. Instead, they carried the face of a distant monarch in London. The silver coin, once a symbol of Bengal's own wealth and artistry, was now a symbol of its place within the vast British Empire. The end of British rule in 1947 did not bring independence to Bengal in a simple way. The region was partitioned, and its eastern part became East Pakistan, a province of the newly created country of Pakistan, separated by over 1,000 miles of Indian territory. In the early days, there was a shortage of new currency. To deal with this, old British Indian coins and notes were simply used with a Pakistan overstamp. It was a time of transition, and the money reflected this uncertainty. Soon after, in 1948, Pakistan began issuing its own currency, the Pakistani rupee, with new designs that sought to build a new national identity. In the very early years of Pakistan, some coins still contained silver, following the old British Indian standard. However, the world was changing. The price of silver was rising, and it became too expensive to use for making everyday coins. Like most countries around the world, Pakistan soon switched to cheaper metals like nickel, copper, and aluminum for its currency. The age of silver coins for general circulation was coming to an end. The money used in East Pakistan during this period featured symbols of the new state, like the crescent moon and star, and inscriptions in Urdu and Bengali, reflecting the two main languages of the country. The dream of a separate nation for the Bengali people was finally realized in 1971 after a heroic war of liberation. The independent nation of Bangladesh was born. One of the first tasks of the new government was to create its own currency, a powerful symbol of sovereignty. In 1972, the Bangladeshi taka was introduced, replacing the Pakistani rupee. The first coins of Bangladesh were issued in 1973. These were not made of silver, but of modern, practical aluminum. They came in denominations like 5, 10, 25, and 50 paisa, with the 1 taka coin appearing in 1975. The designs featured the new national emblem, a water lily, flanked by rice sheaves. While silver coins were no longer used for everyday transactions, they did not disappear from Bangladesh's story. The new nation found a new way to use silver for commemorative coins, to celebrate important national events, the Bangladesh Bank began issuing special, limited edition silver coins. For example, a silver coin was issued for the 25th anniversary of independence in 1996. Another was created for the birth centenary of the nation's founder, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Most recently, a beautiful silver coin was minted to celebrate the inauguration of the magnificent Padma Bridge. These coins are not for spending, they are for collecting. They are symbols of national pride, using precious silver to mark the most important moments in the nation's history. For centuries, our understanding of ancient coins came from simply looking at them, studying their symbols, reading their inscriptions, and noting where they were found. But today, incredible new technologies are allowing us to unlock their secrets in ways we never thought possible. This is especially true for the early silver coins of Bengal and Southeast Asia. Scientists and archaeologists are now working like detectives, using advanced tools to reveal the hidden stories of these small metal discs. This new research is completely changing our understanding of the ancient world and Bengal's place in it. One of the most exciting new techniques is called die analysis. Every ancient coin was made by hammering a piece of metal between two stamps, or dies. Over time, these dies would get tiny scratches or cracks. By analyzing these unique flaws under a microscope, experts can identify which coins were made using the exact same pair of dies. A groundbreaking study published in August 2025 did just this. Researchers analyzed hundreds of ancient rising sun or Srivatsa coins found across Asia. They made a stunning discovery. A coin found in Bangladesh and another found over 2,000 kilometers away in Vietnam were struck with the very same die. This discovery is revolutionary. It is concrete, physical proof that a single authority was minting coins that were used across an enormous geographical area. It shows that this was not just a loose collection of traders using whatever money they found. Instead, it was a highly integrated economic system, almost like a common market, that existed over 1,500 years ago. The fact that a coin from a mint that supplied Bengal could travel all the way to Vietnam and still be accepted tells us about the incredible scale and sophistication of this ancient trade network. It proves that a powerful political and economic connection existed between South and Southeast Asia. Unfortunately, this shared heritage is under threat. Many of these ancient sites are being looted by treasure hunters. The ancient silver coins are often melted down for their metal content, or sold illegally on the black market without any record of where they were found. This destroys priceless historical information forever. Modern scientific techniques like die analysis are becoming crucial tools in the fight to preserve this history. By tracing the origin of coins, experts can identify fakes and help authorities combat the illicit antiquities trade. Science is not just helping us understand the past, it is helping us save it for the future. You might wonder why an American, or anyone else living far from Bangladesh, should care about these ancient pieces of silver. The answer is that these coins tell a story that belongs to all of us. It is a story of early globalization, of how different cultures connected and built a shared world long before the internet or airplanes. The silver coins of Bengal are proof that our human desire to trade, to explore, and to connect with others is not a modern phenomenon. It is a deep and ancient part of who we are. The trade routes that carried these coins were the Silk Roads of the sea, and Bengal was one of their most important hubs. The symbols on these coins also tell a universal story of cultural exchange. The bull and trident of Harikela, the Arabic calligraphy of the sultans, and the portrait of a British queen all represent different worlds of belief and power. As these coins passed from hand to hand, they carried these ideas with them. A trader in Thailand using a Harikela coin was interacting with Hindu symbolism. A merchant in China accepting a Sultanate tanka was holding a piece of Islamic art. These coins were small, silent ambassadors, fostering a familiarity with different cultures across a vast continent. They show us that diversity and interaction have always been engines of human progress. For anyone who loves a good mystery, the story of these coins is a thrilling detective story. Modern scientists using dye analysis to link coins found 1,000 miles apart is a fantastic example of how we can use technology to solve the puzzles of the past. It is a reminder that history is not a dead and dusty subject. It is a living field of discovery, where new findings can suddenly change everything we thought we knew. The quest to understand and preserve these coins is a race against time, as looting and destruction threaten to erase this history forever. Protecting them is about protecting our shared human story. In the end, the journey of Bangladesh's silver coins is a celebration of heritage. From the first punch-marked pieces to the modern commemorative taka, these coins are a physical record of a rich and dynamic history. They are now treasured by collectors and museums around the world, not just for their silver content, but for the stories they tell. They are symbols of national identity for Bangladesh, but they are also part of a global heritage that belongs to everyone. By learning about them, we learn more about the complex, interconnected world we all inhabit. These small silver discs are a powerful reminder that our pasts are linked, and that we have a shared responsibility to cherish and protect this legacy.